logs in the hot sun. Gotta clear them all out till there ain't none. Work that tiger cat to death till the job's done and we do it all again. Through the sand beds and the muddy waters, pushes old can work just a little bit harder. Got my 990 pulling to make an honest dollar. It's Goodson's all terrain. Goodson's all terrain. Goodson's all terrain.
Well, it's week 3 out here on the Hallsboro track, and for the most part, things are going okay. The only real issue is the secondary loader is giving Raul a fit, and with only one loader going, that does slow down production a bit. But the new loader is fast, and Antonio does what he can to keep up with the drivers and the spot trucks.
Well guys, we finally made it back to Hallsboro. And this is the old road that we had made last time we was in here. What had happened, we had cut, well actually the wood from, well you can see the back of the timber line right back there. But we had cut the wood and pulled it back out and they hadn't flagged the line yet. And of course, David thought we was pretty close to it, and then after he actually got a chance to go in there and flag it, we was about 1,200 feet off the back line. And so then we had already picked the wood up, so we had to make this little road to get back here closer to it. And Smitro is cutting on this far side of it. He's cutting all the way down to the property line, which it looks like more than 1,200 feet to me. It looks more like a quarter of a mile, but anyway, we're cutting to the property line. We got to go from here all the way across to the power lines. And it's probably 200 acres maybe, I'm not sure. And then on the front part of the track is a kind of a part we've been saving for the last, because it's actually the best wood on the property. It's got a lot of logs in it. And I figured when we came back down here, because there's such a drain on everybody so far from home, that we'd hit this pulpwood side of it first, because all the trucks are going to Georgetown, just about every load now. And hopefully by the time we get this cleaned up, the guys will, I'm sure they'll be wore out. Then we can go over to the log side, and that way the logs are a shorter haul and closer to home for them guys when they do get unloaded. But this week, the boys put me to work. My son has one of his boys, Gavin, is playing in a soccer tournament this week, and the boys, they've actually got a pretty good team this year, and they've gone to the state playoffs in Tennessee, and he's gone this week. And I've been trying to run the shovel, but yesterday evening about 4:30 they called with the 250C loader, choked off, and when it started back up, it was lower than the idle. I mean, the motor barely was running. And we hadn't had really any problems with the engine. It's actually it's not the Tier 4 final, but it's one of the first Tier 4 engines that Cummins made. But anyway, long story short, I didn't know what to look at. You got to have a computer to work on it. So I called around, and I got the Tidewater guys. We were pretty close to them, and they came out here now, and they're working on it. And there's something like a priority valve or something that regulates the pressure to go into the rail, the high pressure rail. We thought that was it. They replaced that, and it started up and ran fine. So I'm thinking, you know, thank God, I mean, we got it. Well, then all of a sudden it started doing it again, so they're checking some more stuff on it now. But yeah, I kind of know how Justin feels now. He's trying to run a shovel and everything around him's going haywire. But you know what? You never appreciate your employees until you don't have them. That's when you see what they really go through. So I'm getting a full taste of it. I mean, we had a miserable day yesterday, only got 11 loads, and we probably won't get that many today if we don't get this loader running. But We're on a long pull and the wood's all broke up. It's short, scraggly wood, and you got nowhere to drop the wood down. I'm sitting here looking at 2 tractors sitting back to back, waiting to come on to the one loader, but hopefully we'll get it figured out and get some trucks loaded today. I missed the old engines where you can take a bungee. How you doing, Joe?
Pretty good.
Some tests on this loader because this loader apparently at the time it was about we got it fixed. It's funny because the reason. Now that you got that thing off, I've seen that before.
All right.
They actually detuned the engine. This motor to 177 horsepower. Extra line. That should go around.
After one too many bumps with the loader grapple on deck and at the mill, Britt Dale has been summoned to come out and repair one of the trailer's bolsters on site. It is imperative to be able to repair and reuse this type of equipment. Don't laugh, folks. It actually works well.
Same height as the rest of them. That's why I try not to cut them off if I can. That's the problem.
Got to turn it a 1/4 inch.
Huh?
Right.
That's it.
What I'm dealing with right here, this is the 04 shovel. And not saying that we didn't, but I never remember ever changing a cylinder on it. But I had this boy named Steve Dew out here to help me pack it. Oh, and he didn't help me, he was doing it. But this cylinder here had a different gland. This is the gland. Had a different gland on it. And the pack kit I had wasn't the right one. So I took the gland and went to a place in Beulahville there, NC Hydraulics. And I got them to match it up for me. I'm trying to get it back together now. Of course, it ain't like the old packing kits. This ring right here, some kind of Teflon stuff. You gotta heat up to a certain temperature so to stretch. Then you put it on it. Then you're supposed to have this like ring squeezer to squeeze it back on there. Of course, I ain't got one, so it's probably ain't gonna work. But I'm gonna try it anyway. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Might get lucky. It's been a while since I've done this. Joshua or something. Or would it be? It's cutting off. Yes, sir. And he's
Now see, this is the kind of thing right here that would push me over the edge. Now y'all, I can't see why he don't get no more aggravated than this. I helped him for a few minutes while we pushed the cylinder up into the tube, and that grated my nerves, and it don't even belong to me. Here in the country we have an old saying, the reason why it wasn't working because you wasn't holding your mouth right.
Got a battery. Well, it sucks and you can't see right now. I don't know how many hours it's on. Gets everything welded on there, then they line bore the holes. Because when you weld, it twists and you gotta allow so many thousandths in this hole for warpage. But they don't do it until after the fact, so everything is so much, the tolerances are so tight. So it makes it so good. It lasts so long. Finally got the cylinder packed. Didn't go as smooth as I wanted it to, but I don't think I cut the O-rings putting it back in there. So now, maybe this old shovel's ready to go now. We packed both the main boom cylinders. We replaced the rod and I call it the heel cylinder. We had that dangle head on it. When you turned it around and grabbed the heel so it wouldn't swing, it would hit that cylinder and it scarred the cylinder real fast and it messed the rod up. So we got that packed both wrap cylinders. So hopefully, I don't know if anything else that really needs to be done except put a door latch in it, and she'll be good to go for a little while. It seems like it's a lot harder to do than it used to be. I guess I'm getting older, lazy. Anyway, we're done here for today. Well guys, this is the end of the episode. I want to thank y'all for watching it. Remember, hit that like and subscribe button. If you got any questions at all, send it to us. I like answering questions. And keep watching us. We'll continue doing what we do.